Good morning, beautiful people. I hope this video finds you well. Today, we're going to be discussing habits and me telling you don't spend the majority of your time on minor things. And so I wanted to start with a story. So every semester as a college professor, I start a class, and in that class, I require a book, a textbook. And I know that's not the majority of the persons that say this, the story that I'm about to tell you, but a few students tell me this or ask me this, and I wanted to share this with you and make it like a life lesson, right? So we start this class. I put out the class syllabus. I ask for a textbook, and then what I do is I offer a 14-day, basically 2-week process for them to get their book and get situated so they can hit the ground running. They can start the class without having the textbook. That gives them 14 days to get the textbook and then just make it happen. And so I just finished this summer semester, and it's a 5-week course. I think you know where I'm getting at, but anyway, pay attention. It's a learning experience. So anyway, so I put out to the students, hey, I have 14 days free access to your online textbook. So please start with doing your assignments. We cover 3 to 4 chapters a week in the summer course. It moves by very, very fast. And so it never fails. On the second or third week, I have a student email me and tell me, hey, is there any way you could open up the rest of the assignment so I can finish this class without the textbook? Well, first of all, that's illegal. It falls under copyright violations. I can get in trouble for it, and other people can too. It's basically considered stealing other people's material, and they don't get compensated for all their work in putting these textbooks together. But that's not even the main point that I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing this because so many of these students that ask me those questions, I find they're very unprepared. They're spending the majority of their time on minor things. They are not focusing on succeeding in the class and doing the right thing by working hard on these classes and staying focused and learning the material. They basically want to get the shortcut, the easy way out. And so they spend the majority of their time on these minor things. You know, it's a college course. You need a textbook. So when should you have the textbook? On the first day of class. On the first day of class, you need to have the textbook. Not on the second or third or fourth. But me as a professor, me the guy that wants you guys to succeed, I offer the 14-day free trial, allowing you to go in there and use that temporary free time to get caught up in the course. And so today's video, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about your habits. What are you doing on a daily basis? I look back when I was a police officer, and I would talk to majority of police officers at the time. The majority of them only had a high school diploma, and the college degree was recommended but not that required. And so a lot of them would complain, hey, I wish I'd get promoted. I wish I could transfer to a different department. I wish I could make more money. I wish this, I wish that. And then I would say, well, wishes do come true, but you have to kind of put your actions into play if you want these things to materialize. Things don't just happen, they happen because. And that because is you, right? You're the denominator on this whole mix-up of you either stay stagnant and you stay at a miserable job and you're doing nothing to better yourself, or you improve your life by looking at your daily habits, by seeing where are you placing the major emphasis. Are you placing the major emphasis on what? If a lot of you listening to these videos, you want to get a full-time job in criminal justice, and so what are you doing about it? I have a few students right now that I'm mentoring, and I have to hand it to them. They stay in touch with me on a regular basis. Hey, Mr. Silva, Professor Silva, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Hey, Brian, I want to pick your brain on something. What about this? What about that? And so on a regular basis, they stay in touch with me, and they know I don't sugarcoat anything. I just say it like it is. Hey, you should do like this, don't do this, save yourself some time, go, find these courses, apply at these departments, avoid these departments, and so forth. But the majority of you, and pay attention because I know this. I know this from talking to you. I spend a lot of time on the phone with students. Majority of you are spending major time on minor things. Major time on minor things. YouTube is one of the main culprits. YouTube is one of the main culprits. Is YouTube, it's Netflix, it's commercials, it's quick get rich quick schemes. It's people trying to offer you a cleanse. There's people out there offering you this, offering you that. They think you should do this, they think you should do that. And yet, I want to reemphasize, you become the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? You become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you're the smartest one in the group, you need to reassess who are you hanging out with. I've posted this logo several times on Instagram, and I say, find successful people and imitate what they do if you want to do what they have done, right? Imitate what they do. If you want to become successful, hang out with successful people. Imitate what they have done. If you don't want to become successful, obviously continue hanging out with people who have no goals, no aspirations, no ambition, no desire. They continually, they commit risks against their own self-esteem, against their own success. And so I want you to think about these things that I'm telling you. Things don't just happen, they happen because, and that because is you. If we go back to the previous example on the textbook, I switched textbooks a while back. I didn't have to switch textbooks, but I did because I wanted students to succeed in these courses. And I know that if the book was online, they could use their cell phones, smartphones, or tablets, or computers to make it work. I'm doing my part as a college professor to make sure that you, as a student, are successful in your ambitions, in your desires to do whatever it is you're trying to do. But again, things don't just happen, they happen because, and that because is you. You have to make things happen. You have to make those minor adjustments. Get up early, go to bed early, start avoiding the distractions. I know I don't want to date this video, but we're going through this pandemic when I recorded this video, and a lot of you are using this pandemic to get depressed and to get totally bummed out and to get discouraged and to lose sight of the goals that you've built. Trust me, jobs are still there. Stop watching the news. Stop wasting your life listening to every single negative thing in the world. Turn off the news, as a matter of fact, right? And instead, start finding out what it is that you want. What is your purpose? What is your purpose on this earth? What are you going to do with your life, right? A few times, I've had a couple of the viewers, my followers, comment on, hey, Brian, you shouldn't be videotaping while you're driving. And of course, I have to respond, hey, thanks for letting me know, but there's currently no law on getting videotaped as I'm driving, right? So I'm not on the phone, I'm just videotaping myself as I'm driving. And the point I'm making about that is, I crack up as an intelligent professor, because are you listening to the message, those critics? Are you listening to the message here? The message is, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Like, what steps have you taken to get closer to the goals? It's like everybody wants a pedestal. Everybody wants to be recognized. Hey, Brian, you're getting videotaped while you're driving. Okay, thanks for letting me know, but have you been listening for the past 8 minutes? What have you learned from this professor, from this former police officer who's trying to give you some life advice, right? What have you adjusted in your life so that the outcome is going to be different than what you know will happen if you do nothing? If you do nothing, nothing changes. There's that saying, change 1% a day, and in 100 days, you'll be 100% better. But you have to change. this pandemic right now, you can use that as an excuse, or you can use it as an opportunity. This is not the first time this country has gone through a pandemic and survived. Okay, this is not the first time. And I don't think it's going to be the last time, unfortunately, right? But it's happening. And so you either waste your time on these conspiracy theories, I think this, I think that. Look, honestly, get a clue, right? Get a clue. If you're listening, you're subscribing to my channel, I make it real. I'm real here. I'm not sugarcoating anything, right? What is it that you want to do as a career? And it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, right? I was a police officer, and now I'm a college professor. So, this is America. We can change careers. We don't have to be stuck doing the same thing over and over. And so that is the message for this morning. The message is, are you majoring in minor things? Are you majoring in minor things? And if you are, and a lot of you are, then you're wasting valuable time. You're wasting valuable time. You can't get this time back. When you're younger, you're in better shape. You're going to do better in the police academy. You're going to score better in exams, etc., etc. When you're older, it's going to be harder to get through the academy. You're not going to be as in shape as you are now when you're younger. You're not going to be as focused as you are now when you're younger. So take these videos and start listening to them as a guide to getting closer to your career, to getting closer to your goals, right? Don't be a critique. Don't waste your time critiquing others. Start, get in front of the mirror and look at yourself, right? The hardest thing sometimes is to look at ourselves and say, what is it that I'm going to change today that is going to improve my future self, right? When is it that I'm going to stop fighting for all these causes or this and that? I think climate change, trust me, it's there. Climate change is real. But right now, and the majority of you that are listening to this, you're working on your college careers, or college degrees. You're working on your work careers. And so I'm telling you, put everything on hold, and spend the majority of your time on major things, okay? So that you are able to enjoy the fruits of your sacrifices. And again, I said this before, I'm going to say it again, sacrifice now to play later, or play now to suffer later, because that's usually how it goes, right? So listen, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Share this video with others who are needing some motivation. Be compassionate, be humble, as I know that everyone out there is fighting a battle. Right now, some of you may be the ones I mentioned earlier that are aspiring to spread those conspiracy theories. You're having obviously a ball doing that, but there's other people who are suffering. There's families who are being affected by this COVID virus. There are people dying. There's over 139,000 Americans who've passed away as of the videotape time that I've done this video. And so it's a real thing, okay? So wear your masks, keep social distancing, do not hang out with people too long indoors, especially those not wearing masks, because you're running a risk of contracting this virus, and it's not a good thing. So I do hope that you pay attention when I make these videos. I hope that you are taking notes to what I'm telling you, because I care about you. And I'm going to leave you. I just parked, and with this last note. In the end, okay, I'm talking about in the end of your life, right? All you have to keep with you are memories. And memories of what? Memory of things that you have done. People you have hung out with, places you have gone and witnessed and everything else. And so it's not about working a ton of hours, making a ton of money if you're not happy with what you're doing. So I hope that as you listen to these videos, that you start to assess, what is it that I need to change to make whatever my future desire happen, right? And I hope your future desire is a career that feels more like a hobby than a career. So I'm gonna end this video. And I thank you for listening. I hope you watch the whole thing. And continue sending me ideas. I have received a few ideas of videos that I'm trying to put together for future information, etc. So thanks for listening. Take great care, you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for following me. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and stay out of trouble. We'll talk soon.